All right, good morning, you guys. Welcome to our Zoom meeting on our next detox, which, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Kim Gonza, and I am one of the leaders of the detox. I am a registered nurse, also an aromatherapist, and this is, I think it's the 5th detox, maybe 6th. I don't know, I could have said 5th last time. Something like that. And I love to teach this twice a year because my butt needs to get back into eating healthy. I have really fallen off the wagon this last summer. And I feel like lots of people rejoin this because of that same reason. They fall off the wagon. So let me introduce you to my co-host, Tammy Hicks.
Hi, everybody. I am Tammy Hicks. I am a holistic health coach, and I have been using doTERRA products for almost 5 years now and have had some transformational change in our family. So I love a detox as well. You know, I normally would do it a couple times a year. And so I love doing it in the spring, which is when we do our first one, and then in the fall to kind of reset your body after everyone's had their summer eating and drinking habits kind of take over their lives a little bit. So the last detox that I did with Kim, we had some really great successes, people feeling good, their weight loss, and just overall medication reduction and stuff like that. So I'm excited to do this again. What I love about the program that we do, Kim, is that we really teach people and show people how to eat clean. I feel like so many people feel like it's overwhelming, and it really isn't when you break it down to the basics. So that's one of the reasons why I love kind of how we do this, is to just show people that it's really not as hard as people think.
Exactly. So in this webinar, we're going to teach you guys why it's important to detox and sort of what we cover during the detox, and a little intro into all of that. So it's really not complicated. We guide you through the whole thing, and you have a lot of support from other people that are also doing this. So it's a great way to sort of get yourself on track and start new habits that are healthy. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And we have a little, PowerPoint that we will go through. Okay, can you guys see that? Let me press play. Okay, perfect. All right, so we already gave introductions to ourselves. Let me just do that. Wait, I love when my mouse doesn't work right when I'm doing this. Okay. All right, so let's talk about why cleansing and diet is so important. Well, I never knew this years ago, what toxins were. I heard about them, and it was always like, you know, what does it really matter? But believe it or not, after you do a detox, the way that you feel, you can really, really tell why it's important to cleanse toxins out of your body, because of how amazing your body feels after, how clear your thinking is. And there's many other, you may not feel it right away, health reasons to cleanse your body. So our body is constantly in a renewal process. Our cells are regenerating and duplicating at a rate of 300 million times a minute. So cleansing our bodies at the cellular level is really vital to get rid of the toxins. And we store these toxins over time from all of this exposure. They just come into the body and it gets stored, really because our body has no idea what to do with these toxins. So they store them in the fat cells, and it just hangs on to it. So it creates inflammation in our body. And it can also, that inflammation can lead to many other health ailments that you could be suffering from. And so those ailments we'll talk about in a little bit. So if you're suffering from those ailments, think of inflammation that could be the cause of them. And once you get rid of the inflammation through reducing toxins and getting them out of your body, you can feel a lot better. In addition, foods that you are eating can cause inflammation. So one reason we choose this diet plan is because it's really a low inflammatory diet. And so the combination together is fantastic. And this is why we see such big results.
Can I add one really quick thing?
Yes, go.
And I love to just explain it to people like this. Like when we're born, we start with an empty bucket, right? And over time, our bucket is filled up with all the toxins and pesticides and all the stuff that we're throwing into it. And when your bucket starts to overflow, that's when you start to see problems. So I just like to, this cleanse is going to help you start to clear out your bucket so that you are feeling better, reducing the inflammation. Okay, that's it. I just like to talk about the bucket.
Okay, so this right here is doTERRA's sort of, it's not even just doTERRA, it's really the way we should all be thinking about our health in general. And so the foundation of that is eating right is the base of this. So we love to talk about food as medicine. We love to really express that what you put in your mouth is what's going to make your body run the right way. And so that is the foundation. And I'm sure Tammy's the same way, when people come to us with these chronic health ailments, we can, say, use this oil or use this or try this herbal remedy. We can say it over and over and over again. But if you're not eating right and this is the cause of your issues, then we are just really band-aiding all the time. And so when you get to the root of that, we really, really see huge benefits and people really can change their life and their health. Of course, exercise is the next one. We have to be moving our body. It creates lots of different hormones flowing. It's great for our emotional health, our physical health. And then rest and stress management, huge, huge, huge. This is, if you're not doing self-care for yourself, if you are not doing self-care and you're eating right and exercising, you can still be very sick. So this is really big. We want to then reduce toxic load, have, of course, informed self-care. So that means giving ourselves knowledge on why we are doing the things that we're doing to keep us healthy, and then always proactive medical care. So we don't want to be treating diseases and running after them. We want to be proactive in prevention. Tammy, do you have anything to add to that?
Nope, I totally agree with everything that you say.
Great. I love to post this food guide pyramid. And the reason I love to do this because it's the US food guide pyramid, and it is quite interesting what our recommendations for our foods are currently in the US. And right now, the government is recommending that our most consumption of foods is bread, cereal, rice, and pasta. So they recommend us to have 6 to 11 servings a day. We are currently in a nation that is having a huge gluten crisis. So we have many, many gluten intolerances, and some of these, they're suggesting that the reason so many people are having gluten intolerance is actually the GMOs, the pesticides that are sprayed on the plants. So this is a recommendation that's practically laughable at this point in this country because it is causing so much inflammatory bowel disease, inflammatory problems within the body, and quite honestly, moms are passing this down generation to generation, and so we are seeing more and more issues with this. I do totally disagree with this food guide pyramid that's being recommended, and I'm pretty sure that Tammy is the same opinion on this. We should be having a foundation of fruits and vegetables in our diets. So really, really ridiculous as to our recommendation. It needs to be completely changed. In addition, we have meat, poultry, fish, and nuts. These should be moved down into that second row. So it would be fantastic if our pastas and carbohydrates went up to the top level. So today, more than 95% of all chronic disease is caused by food choice, toxic food ingredients, nutritional deficiencies, and lack of physical exercise. And this is the truth bomb for the US right now. Tammy, anything to add to this?
No, other than like, this is what we're teaching our children. So one of the biggest things that I talk about is leading by example. So if you have kids in your house or grandkids or anything like that, we have to lead by example. So my kids will come home from school and this is what they're teaching them to eat in school. So my kids just came home not too long ago and said, why are they telling us to eat this much bread and pasta? Like, we don't eat what we're supposed to be eating, Mom. And so I thought that was interesting because I had to re-educate my kids. And I don't know, do you want to mute someone?
Are you able to?
I can't mute anybody.
Dottie, can you mute yourself? And Jen, can you mute yourself? That would be fantastic. Wait. Oh, I think I can do it here. It's so funny. When I go on the screen, though, I can't mute. My mouse doesn't work once I get on the screen. Hold on a second.
Hi, Kim. This is Danny.
Hi, Danny.
And Guy's with me, too. He wants to learn about the detox.
Yay. Okay, can I just ask everybody to mute themselves if possible?
Sure.
Great. Thank you. Let me see if I can mute people. Okay. I don't know what happens. My mouse disappears from my life when I go to a PowerPoint. All right, so let's get back on track. Eat these, not these. So really, we want to look at the foods that we're eating and do more of nuts, healthy seeds, fruits and vegetables and olive oils, anti-inflammatory foods in our diet. We want to encourage with this program foods that are going to help nourish your body. And what we're going to stay away from are foods that cause inflammation. So that's the gluten, the casein, processed meats, these bad oils that actually cause high cholesterol, and encourage oils that can
for your point, probably
encourage low inflammation. Danny, do you know how to mute yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. We thought we were muted.
You were, or maybe you became
There.
Fabulous. Thank you, lady. Okay. All right, so this little inflammatory guy, he looks pretty cold too with his blue body, right? So inflammation is in our body, and it is the source of many, many issues. And these are just some of the issues in the tip of the iceberg that we're going to help improve through detoxification and healthy food. So obviously obesity, diabetes, this type 2 diabetes is definitely an issue and a chronic problem in our country. I have actually had people do this detox and come off of their oral blood glucose medicine that they're taking because they've improved their weight, they've decreased inflammation, and they actually improve their blood sugars. So this is can be very, very effective for people with diabetes. In fact, I've had people that have type 1 diabetes and their A1C, which is a number that is followed to know if you're trending with how your trends of your blood sugar are going, if they're doing well or doing poor. And those people have had the best A1Cs that they've ever had because they did this detox. So it's a great testimony to how well it is, how good it is for your body. So other issues, joint pain, colon problems, some types of cancers, we do like to say reducing inflammation when you have cancer, or even if you've had cancer and now you are post chemo, after the chemo, we love to encourage this because we really encourage getting any of that chemotherapy detoxified and out of your body. So infections, arthritis, Alzheimer's, asthma, especially IBS. This is the reason that I started doing this detox, to help with my IBS, and it has been huge. I can move mountains with what I was before and what I am now with this. Tammy, do you want to add?
No, but I would love to touch on a little bit, if you could, and I'd love your opinion, Kim, on what you think how it could benefit someone that's currently going through chemo.
So here's the thing. I actually don't recommend you do detox until after the chemo, because the problem is you're detoxifying the chemo out, and the problem with that is there's not really enough information on well, what we know is we want to keep the chemotherapy in the body to kill off the cancer cells. So if you have chosen chemotherapy for the line of treatment for your cancer, I would not suggest doing this until you are complete with the chemotherapy.
Okay.
All right. But if you have done chemo, I highly recommend you do this afterwards. Okay. One of the reasons I recommend that is because chemotherapy can cause a secondary cancer. So removing that from your body afterwards is important, because it's done its job and now you need to get rid of the toxic chemical that it is. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about food. Let's talk about why we chose the Whole30. So this, in my opinion, I have examined other food programs to go along with this and to consider ditching the Whole30. Nothing, in my opinion, matches up to this. So the reason that we choose this is because it's really elimination diet, and it's 30 days of whole food nutrition, reducing inflammation, foods that cause inflammation, and it's for 30 days. So it's really an elimination diet. And then at the end of the 30 days, we're reintroducing the foods that cause potentially could cause inflammation into your body, and you're paying attention. And you're going, I think I have a migraine again. Like, here it comes. I have a headache. And then you reflect back and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm back on gluten. Or my joints are hurting again. Like I had sugar yesterday. Or I have sinus issues starting. I had dairy yesterday. So these are things that you're going to really become in tune with your body, and why it is so beneficial to do this, because now you're going to know what you put in your mouth, how it directly affects you. You may not be realizing that right now because your body's just full of it. And then once you get rid of it and you feel amazing, you're like, oh, I'm going to put that in my mouth and now I feel terrible. I know that food does not like me. And just because it's giving me a headache, it can be causing other underlying issues in your body.
And I feel like so many people just kind of chug along and they say, oh, I'm fine, everything's fine. And that without even really realizing how what they're putting in their body is actually really affecting them. So I have people all the time that, will be eating gluten or sugars or stuff like that. And then when they do this program or do an elimination diet or something similar, and then they reintroduce that food, then they start having all of these same effects again. And they really were completely oblivious to it before, because almost everyone I talk to is, I'm fine. Yeah, I don't have any problems with food, until you start to remove things. And then when they're gone from your body for so long and your body has a little bit of time to sort of rest from that inflammatory item in their diet, and then when you reintroduce it again, it I feel like is amplified. And so you notice it so much more.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right. So these are the top signs you might be suffering from a buildup of toxicity within your body. So sugar cravings, low or inconsistent energy, bloating, caffeine addiction, binge eating. And this is really even from your food. So all of these things can definitely be affected from your food. And I feel like Whole30 in itself improves all of this, especially caffeine addiction. It's funny, a lot of people will have coffee and they love their creamer. I'm guilty. But I don't do as much creamer as I used to do. I've changed my creamer, and a lot of people actually leave this drinking less coffee. Some people come off of coffee altogether, and some people never go back to creamer. I have not had that benefit, but some that happens to some people. I do eventually go back to it. It's just not a lot. Till like I'm a week before the detox, and then I'm overdoing it again just to binge a little. Mood swings, irritability, anxiety, brain fog, difficulty concentrating. This is the best thing to help like clear that fog and be able to think amazing. And just clear and work efficiently. That's one reason I love to do this. So fluid retention, my mother did this detox, and she came off of her Celebrex that she was on for 7 years because it reduced the fluid retention and the inflammation in her joints. And she was like a new woman. She couldn't believe it. So also migraines and headaches, this is amazing. You can find a lot of food triggers. It can be toxicity, or it can be food triggers that you can improve using this. All right, so how do toxins get into your body? This is a great question. We wonder this all the time. So when I go through these, just pay attention. These are ways that they come into our body, but these are things that we need to be mindful of to really consider reducing in our environment while we're going through this detox. And we do get more into this during it. All right, so 53% of our cleaning products assessed by the EWG contain ingredients known to harm the lungs. One great way is our lungs, which have super absorption powers in our body. We don't even realize it. Actually, in the hospital setting, we give medications via the lungs, and we have absorption that way. And so you can also have harmful toxins that go in through the lungs and absorb into the body. Let's talk about a positive thing. Essential oils are absorbed into the lungs and give you a benefit through the body. So you can have harmful things and you can have good things that you absorb. But when those toxins come in, we do get a toxin buildup. So our absorption rate is 26 seconds through the skin. So it's all it takes for the chemicals in your personal care products to enter your bloodstream. So putting stuff on your skin is hugely important to remember what you're putting on and those things that are coming in. It doesn't happen overnight, but becoming aware and making these little small changes slowly can make a big, huge impact. Especially after you've done a detox like this, you really want to start making those changes so that your impact of the detox is longer lasting.
The biggest takeaway from some of these things that you're talking about is flip the packages over and read your labels. Once you start actually becoming conscious of what you're reading, you will be amazed and you'll become a little investigator as well. So when I first started this removing toxins, I didn't realize what half of this stuff was. And then once I did, like I went to the environmental working group, which I know you mentioned a couple times, I was appalled at some of the stuff that I was putting on my body and on my children's body. So reading labels is going to be one of the most important things that you can do for your health.
Definitely. Thanks for that. So yeah, this is actually facts on toxin exposure by the environmental working group. So 1 of 13 women and 1 of every 23 men are exposed to ingredients that are known or probable human carcinogens every day through their use of personal care products, which just baffles me that it's even allowed. I mean, it's ridiculous. So 1 of every 5 adults are potentially exposed every day to all the top 7 carcinogenic impurities known to personal care products ingredients. And all those big names down there are a good example of those carcinogenic things that are in our creams and lotions and stuff we're putting on our body. So research suggests that only 5% of cancers are hereditary. Let me say that again. Research suggests only 5% of cancers are hereditary. Everybody thinks that cancers are this big hereditary thing when in fact they're not. So that means that non-inherited cancer, causes of cancers, the lifestyle choices we make, the toxins we're exposed to, the foods we put in our mouth, our physical activity levels, they all have a direct impact on our overall cancer risk. So this was hugely impactful, this information to me. I love to really stress this because I feel like people, when, their cousin Joe gets cancer, cousin Amy gets cancer, and they're like, is it in the family? That must be the reason why. And really, we have to make these conscious decisions very, very early. And even if it is in the history of the family, you have to make these conscious decisions so you don't trigger the cancers to start. But it's only 5%. So what we do in our environment and what we put in our bodies makes a huge, huge impact, and you have to start now to prevent that. So the amount of harmful pathogens and toxic substances that we're exposed to is more than what our bodies are created to dispose of. So because it's all foreign, it's all sticking in our body because our body's like, I'm not sure what to do with this. So we need to get that out. And the way you do that, because your body has no idea what it is, it's sitting and leaching on your fat cells. And it's like, I don't know, I might need that for later. Well, no, it's a toxin that causes, harmful changes within the body and inflammation. So getting rid of it is really important. And there's many different pathways for detoxification. So skin, liver, intestines, kidneys, lungs. These are all ways that our body naturally gets rid of the toxins. So there is the process of detoxification and elimination. The toxins will enter through your lungs, skin, your gut, from the foods you put in. They will typically go straight to the liver for your filtration, right? And then they will exit out through your skin, kidneys, colon, lungs. So we try and breathe it out, get rid of it. But when excess toxins are stored in our fat cells, our bone marrow, our liver, in our central nervous system, right? Then we see these signs of toxic overload. And we can have a lot of liver congestion. It is a filtration system. All right, so it's all stored up in this fat cells. And so we have ways through detoxification in our detox that we like to pull these toxins right out of the fat cells. So how do we do that? We do that through some essential oils, which actually have been known and shown in studies to pull from the fat cells, believe it or not. Lemon essential oil is one of the top ones. It's actually known as a blood tonic. This is what it's been known for. And blood tonic means cleansing of the blood. It also helps to pull the toxins from the fat cells so you can eliminate them. Grapefruit essential oil is also a good one. Cilantro. They can all bind to the toxin and help you to excrete it. So these are oils that we will be using during the detox to help to get rid of this stuff. We incorporate herbs with the essential oils that help to, sort of combine and do the effect together. Tammy, do you have anything to add?
Taking a big
Sorry, of course you were.
No, I'm good.
Excellent. I love this picture of a car filter because really this is like our liver, right? So before our detox, this is how it looks, all sludgy and congested and full of gunk because it's our filtration system. And a true detox, you really have to focus on 5 major areas of filtration and detoxification. So getting rid of it through your cells, your blood, your gut, your liver, your kidneys are very important things to add, and be sure when you're doing a detox you have all of that happening. All right, we're going to talk about our gut. It's a must talk about issue. Gut health is becoming more and more known in Western medicine even. It's starting to be called the second brain of your body. And we're finding out that your gut health can really impact more than we've ever known about. So unhealthy gut bacteria and overgrowth can cause huge health problems and major issues if you have candida, yeast, and mold issues growing within your gut. So here's 10 signs of unhealthy gut, and I can tell I had a lot of these issues before I ever started this detox, and so many of this has been improved, almost everything, since I've done this. And sometimes you need to do a detox a couple times because it takes time to get your gut back in order, and really this didn't happen overnight, and sometimes it takes years of help. So bloating, constipation, diarrhea, allergies, any mood swings, depression, we're finding out that there is a lot of link between emotions and the gut bacteria that you have, good and bad. Depression, eczema, diabetes, autoimmune disease, fatigue, sluggishness, headaches, poor concentration, ADD, erratic thinking. So if you're feeling any of this, it could be signs that you have issues within your gut. And let me tell you, these days, it's like high percentages. I can't even tell you what the numbers are. I should know it off the top of my head, but I can say it's probably up in the 75% of people have IBS. All right. Let's talk about what that means. Really, I love this image because people are like, what is IBS? What does it matter? This is why it matters, and this is why it's really bad for your body. You can see this membrane, the mucosal membrane of cells. And so when we're born, they have these nice tight junctions, right, in your gut. And through time, the toxins, the inflammatory foods, the gluten, all these things causing inflammation cause leaky and inflamed like cells in membranes. And so then what you have is when you eat the food, it goes into your mouth, there's no filtration system. So these things are going straight into your bloodstream and causing an autoimmune response. And what you see with this, because it's all circulating in your blood and it should have been filtered through those cells, but there was leaks, so it got straight into your bloodstream. Now we're seeing autoimmune issues, food intolerance. You have brain issues because you might be sluggish and foggy. You now could have some depression and anxiety. And so systemic inflammation happens, and the results can be any of those things. All right, so these are the risk factors to having a leaky gut, and we like to go into depth with this because so many people have it. So poor diet, chronic stress, definitely, excess in toxins, candida, mold overgrowth, for sure. Medications can cause this issue. Dysbiosis, and that it means in unequal amounts of good and bad gut bacteria. Even things like having a zinc deficiency could be a reason. And alcohol consumption can definitely be a cause of this or a contributor. So it's really important to have a good microflora, and more research is coming out on this. Depends on who you ask in Western medicine whether or not you should have probiotics or not. I am a huge probiotic advocate because of my own personal experiences and people that I have recommended probiotics to, their experiences and their health benefits. So there is 9 health good benefits for gut bacteria, so you can improve your immune system. Reduce yeast infections. So that's especially if you have a yeast or mold and overgrowth and you have lots of yeast infections, that could be why. And so when we improve that, awesome. Your mental health, boost your energy. Oral health is now being shown to be impacted. Weight loss, improving cholesterol levels. They're seeing a gut health relationship to your cholesterol levels, hormone levels, and heart health. All right. So when we restore the gut, we have lots of bacteria in there, and we know, because we've talked about it's all these mental health issues, but there are certain bacteria that actually have been shown in low levels to cause issues with joint disease, autoimmune disease, and those are just some examples down there of what you could be lacking in that have issues. So this is a great picture for somebody who has these issues. If you take a look in that picture and you're suffering from Crohn's disease and you look at what it's showing you could be lacking, like lactobacilli, you want to be sure that you're picking a probiotic after this detox that contains lactobacilli. So this may be something that you want to come back to and reference, and this will be posted in the group, Tammy and my group, so you can reference this later, or we might even post this in the detox. All right, so let's talk about a cleanse. We're going to not get into these too deeply because each piece of the detox, we're going to just kind of do a general over, but when you get into the group, we will speak pretty more in depth of each of the products. So you always want to do a gentle cleanse. You want to support your body's natural ability to cleanse the body. And we want to use fuels that are effective binding. We want to have uses of agents that will effectively remove the toxin, but we don't want anything harsh. We don't want people going through something called a Herxheimer's reaction, where you can have a rash or anything like that. That means the toxins are pulling intensely out. We would want to slow it down. We want a detox that encourages hydration, because that's what helps to filter it all out. No bad reactions, balance, nothing jolting, and then eating foods that decrease inflammation and improving overall quality of health. So Tammy, you want to add to how we do the overall quality of health during the detox, like with our mental health stuff?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about in the detox, not just food issues as well, but we are going to talk about other ways that you can help manage stress and remove toxins. So some of the things that we did last time that we'll do is dry brushing. Right, so dry brushing helps to stimulate your lymphatic system to help get the lymph moving in your body to move things out. We're going to talk about detox baths, tongue scraping, and a few other things. So, you know, the food is the foundation, but there are all these other things that we're going to pull in as well to help remove toxins gently. Also encourage self-care, so taking care of yourself during this, 30-day detox, and, just improve your quality of life overall.
Awesome. This is just an example of the supplements that we use. We use a schedule. It's very similar to this. So 3 different activation phases, and the reason we do this is because each phase is going to detox a different part of the body. So those are all of the supplements that will be used during this, and we're going to just name a couple. And so you'll have a sheet like this with you that you can sort of mark off, and you know where you're at in the process and what supplements to take when, but we'll discuss that more in the group. So here are some of the products that we are going to use. I'm going to just touch on them slightly. A lot of you guys already know about our amazing vitamins. This is going to be foundational health nutrients. We always want to include the lifelong vitality, and we take this the whole time because we really want to have nutritional support. The micro and macronutrients that will help to support the liver. Omega fatty acids, huge benefit with neurological support. Lots of studies done on this, and so we definitely want to have this as part of it. And the antioxidants to clean and support our cellular health. And so the recommendation is that we take 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon of these products during the detox. PB Assist is actually our probiotic. We talked about this, and those probiotics that I mentioned earlier that helps the support. This is a really great probiotic that has the majority of those good bacteria in it that will help to support. So it should be pretty universal that it's going to be beneficial for people. And then Terrazyme happens to be a digestive enzyme. And this is really amazing. Some people know about digestive enzymes, others don't. And if you suffer from IBS symptoms, this is a huge thing that you need to add to your diet and stay on. But if you don't, the reason we take this is to help break down food, old food and the food that we're eating, and to help our digestion and digestive process really give us the benefit of all the nutrients that we're eating. So this is a great product. I really love this product. If ever I eat a big meal, I'm always taking this stuff. We're always like, it's like addiction. Like if I eat a burger, I'm like, where's my Terrazyme? Because I feel so much better after. All that bloating is gone. It's amazing.
Detox or not, that's I take it all the time. My whole family takes it. It just,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 products I love to chat about is Zendocrine and Zendocrine Complex. So quite honestly, you guys, these are 2 different things. The Zendocrine soft gels are actually the essential oil that we take, and we take 10 days of this. This is really, without getting too far into it, hold on, let me get to my slide. I want to mention a couple things on this one. It has the essential oils in it, and this is cleansing the body of the free radicals, okay, and help. Free radicals slow our body down and they impact our cells. So it helps to improve that. This is only 10 days of this, but our Zendocrine Complex, this is the herbs. And this is, quite honestly, the best part of the detox, but unfortunately, this is not available today. Tammy and I are going to be heading to convention next week in Utah, and we have our fingers crossed that it's coming back. Now, I will tell you, this is the reason why it is not available right now. It's not available because doTERRA's high standards of quality did not pass from the manufacturer that made this product. So they would not sell this product to us because it did not pass their standards. I love that about this company, and I love that it's not available to us because it was not of the highest and best quality for us. So if it is not available next week, we will bring you something that is very similar that we can add into this. Tammy and I are going to talk about it, and we'll give you guys a resource to purchase this from because it is an important part of this detox, we feel, and because it's got a lot of herbs that help to cleanse the liver, the kidneys, the colon. We really want this piece to be part of it, but we'll keep you updated on the status of this, okay? GX Assist. This is amazing, this stuff. So if you have gut health, so here I go back to the gut health. If you have gut issues, this is where it's at. It has essential oils, herbs in it, oregano is in it. So if you suffer from mold, yeast overgrowth in the gut, this is where you're going to get healing from, and it's going to improve your gut health. We only do this part for 10 days because it's a good product and it really does the job, but really 10 days is the advice to take this particular product. And then we end with DDR Prime, and the reason that we end with DDR Prime is because it really promotes a healthy response to free radicals. It supports the cells, and we did all of this work on our body. So at the end, we want to go ahead and support those cells that we've worked so hard to really create a great environment for. So this is why we add this at the end. And quite honestly, if you guys are on LRP, we're going to go through some products here in a second. I'll tell you how you can order those. DDR Prime is one that you can order later in the month. So lemon, the reason we have this, and I mentioned this in the beginning, because it helps to detoxify the blood, the body, pull toxins, it breaks apart petrochemicals, it supports the elimination of mucus buildup. This is really big. And so we like to put 1 to 2 drops in an 8-ounce glass of water throughout the day. You want to put that in glass or stainless steel, and because it's going to cleanse your body. And it tastes amazing. We like to encourage lots of hydration during this because that is how you are going to get rid of the toxins. We need to hydrate, 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 even more than usual during this, okay? Anytime you are doing anything with detoxification, you add water. So more water than you're usually taking. We recommend drinking half your body weight in water to eliminate the toxins. And then of course with a drop of lemon. All right, and so here is these are types of recipes that we're going to be sharing with you. Morning detox teas, extra little supplements during the detox that are going to support you and help you detox your body. Get you going in the morning, good for your gut health. We're going to be adding apple cider vinegar, which is really, really good for you. And we'll go more into that during the detox. All right, Tammy, do you want to chat a little bit about these products? So our cleanse will start on September 30th. We will have a group. We're going to start, what, Tammy, like the week before? We'll start prepping you, yes.
Yeah, so I think we're starting, what is it, the 23rd? I have to double check my calendar here. Yeah, so the 23rd is going to be the prep week. And that week, we're really going to give you the outline of things that you can and cannot eat, some shopping guidelines. We do grocery store tours, all the things that you're going to need. That's what I love about this detox, like I said, is that we really kind of give you the tools and the step-by-step instructions for what you need to do to be successful. Because what we do not want to see is that you start this detox and you're like, I don't know what to eat, I don't know where to shop, you know, and to feel overwhelmed, because an overwhelmed person is not going to feel successful and they're not going to complete this. So we really want to take a lot of that overwhelmed feeling away from you. So that prep week really starts the week of the 23rd, where we're going to talk about things that, you know, like I said, where you would go to shop, some recipes to begin with. I think we have some sample menus that we give out so that the first, you know, couple of days you feel like you're ready to go. We'll tell you the book that you need to buy. So really kind of prepping you for what is going to start on September 30th.
We also have a chef. So for those of you who do not like to cook, don't know how to cook, get overwhelmed at the idea of cooking all your food and not being able to eat out, we have somebody, if you are in the area, that cooks whole 30 meals and delivers them to your house. So we will be introducing you to her. She has amazing meal options. If you're in the area, that she will deliver you the food. It's very affordable and it is good. And you get to pick from a menu. So she will deliver those to your house if you have any issues with food. Cooking and that stuff. We try to make this as simple and easy and doable as possible. And together as a group, it makes it really easy. Well, easier. Let's put it that way. Depends on how bad your habits are. All right.
One of the things I loved about the group too, is that I want to talk about is when you're, you know, when you go through something like this with someone and you have support of other people. I loved it last time when we did this and we had people posting like, I really want chocolate today, you know, and everybody jump on and like, don't do it. You've come so far. And so it's a really nice supportive group when you can share it with other people and you're surrounded by people that want you to succeed.
Right, exactly. All right, so if you have an account, first of all, if you don't have an account, please reach out to the person who invited you to watch this, and they will hook you up with getting these products and getting you into the group. If you have an account already, you can place an order with these products or to be able to start with us on September 30th. These, what you need to know to order this month to get started. So I'm going to name them. I would suggest you take a little pencil out and write down the products that you have to start with. If you're on a budget and you need to separate this out, you can actually order some this month and you can order some next month, beginning of next month. So then you would have everything in time to take it at the times that we are taking those supplements. So for this month, I would suggest that you take or you order the Lifelong Vitality Pack And the cheapest way to order the PB Assist and the Terrazyme would be to add on the Terrazyme and PB Assist to the Lifelong Vitality. It reduces the cost by about $20 a bottle. Now, here's the other thing. You can only do that if you are a loyalty rewards member. If you are not, please reach out to the person that invited you to this, and they will tell you how you can join that to save money to order these products. Now, you don't have to stay on it, but you can. It might be a good idea to save some money when you get these. So Terrazyme, PB Assist, and the vitamins to get started with. In addition, you should have a bottle of lemon essential oil and the Zendocrine detoxification soft gels. And that's all you really need to get started. We are going to offer you to some recipes with grapefruit essential oil. You might want some cilantro or Zendocrine essential oil on hand for other things that we show you during the detox. But those are all optional. But those are the things you want to get started. Now, for the month of October, right in the beginning, you're going to want to order the rest. So maybe that first week, you need to order the GX Assist and the DDR Prime, and hopefully the Zendocrine Complex is in stock, and if it is, you need to order that this month. But we're going to keep everybody posted as to when that becomes available. All right, so that's all the information on our detox. Tammy, do you have anything else to add?
So we have a separate group. So once you say that you are in and you are ready to go, we will add you guys to the group. It's a private group. It's a closed group. And only people that are doing the detox are in the group. So we're all in it together. But that's really where we're going to share all of the information and the recipes and all of that. You also need to make sure that you order the Whole30 book. You will need that book for sure. And there's the specific one. I don't know if you have a screenshot of that, Kim. You did in the beginning. If you can scroll all the way up to the top so that people know which one they need to order. But that's just a quick, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, really anyone carries this. So if you can take a screenshot of this, this is the book that you're going to need. It's full of great information and the plan outlined. So you're going to want to read the beginning part of it, and we'll talk about this during the prep week. But this book has a ton of great recipes and will really make your life a lot easier. So you need this book as well. And I would suggest if you're going to do the detox to get that ordered now so you can start flipping through it.
Start flipping through it, make some recipes, see what you like, play around. You don't want to start day one not having a recipe and starving. So if you've never done this before, start sooner than later reading this. You should probably order this sooner than later. And also what I found is Target.com has it cheapest, FYI. Yep, make some recipes, get your hands a little bit dirty into cooking and seeing what you like so that you're prepared. One thing I would just suggest is really look at the breakfast. People struggle with the breakfast and start coming up with ideas for breakfast.
And when are you thinking that we want to open the group? We'll be at convention all next week. So maybe like
the following week, we'll probably start adding people.
Okay.
Around the 16th, we'll start adding you. And then on the 23rd, we're really going to get down and dirty and start giving you guys instructions on preparation that week. All right. Amazing. We're excited for you guys. I hope you join us in this fall detox that we're going to have. I'm sure many of you guys are feeling like me and ready. 30 days without drinking. So get your wine out now. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.